What do you get when you cross a Disney adult with somebody who has only one semester of graphic design experience? Not to toot my own horn, but somebody with some pretty awesome subtle Disney shirt designs. What is going on, everybody? I'm David, and this is our family's small shop, Mickey and Mandy. We're Disney adults that create custom bags, screen printed shirts, and handmade home decor inspired by everybody's favorite magical theme parks. And this week's video is going to be the first one of our new year of YouTube videos where we peel back the curtain and we show you how we make some of the handmade awesome items that we have on our family's small shop, Mickey and Mandy. More specifically, this week, I'm going to be showing you how we make one of our newer shirt designs. It's actually kind of a BOGO, if you will, because it's actually going to be technically two shirts. More specifically, it's going to be our newest been there, done that, going back shirts. We got one shirt for each coast. We got Disney World and Disneyland. But before we go into the process of how we make the shirts and then ultimately show them off to you, if you haven't already, make sure you check out our family small shop. That's mickeyandmandy.com. My mom makes these awesome handmade custom bags like this Loungefly style backpack. My sister and I get to collaborate and design certain screen printed shirts like the one that I'm about to show you today. And me and my dad, we get to make some of the handmade home decor that you see behind me on our videos. All of them which are inspired again by the magic of the Disney parks. Now, without further ado, let's pull on that yellow strap and get going. Now, as I'm starting to prep the Cricut and the shirts and the vinyl and everything like that, I'm gonna share a little story about where exactly this shirt came from. Because that's what's awesome about the subtle Disney shirts that we do have on our family's small shop, is that we don't just pull them out of thin air. They come from somewhere. From a favorite attraction, a favorite park, a favorite snack, a favorite movie, a favorite memory, or just something super niche like a memory. And these shirts are no different. So growing up back in the mystical land of the early 2000s, my mom's minivan had a license plate frame that said, been there, done that, going back. And it had Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Minnie, Pluto, the whole gang. And we got it during one of our trips to Disney World. And that's no joke. All you need to know about where this shirt came from. It came from a license plate frame. But it's such a cool little motto for Disney adults, because as Disney adults, we have been to the Disney parks. We've done all there is to do. But are we going to continue going back over and over and over again? Absolutely. But it wasn't just enough to make one of these shirts for only the Walt Disney World Resort. We also love Disneyland, and I mean, we know that Disneyland has quite the following, so we felt like it was fair to give the Disneyland Resort in California some love too. So now that we know where the shirt came from, let's jump into actually how we make the shirt. So as you've seen from the videos that I'm showing you so far, what we've done is we've got the Cricut machine set up. We've also prepped the vinyl. We got it shiny side down on our Cricut cutting mat. It's one of the new things that I love about the Cricut design space. I think it might have come in from an update, but you no longer have to turn the mirroring of cutting heat transfer vinyl manually. As long as you have it set to that setting on your machine, it just sets it up automatically. And that's awesome for me because I always forgot to do that, but I'm getting better. So we got the vinyl shiny side down, we got it on the mat, now it's time to cut the vinyl. I will say these particular designs did take a while to cut, mostly because there's a lot of wording involved and more Disney World than Disneyland, but there are some very intricate details that go into the silhouettes of the castles and the mountains and the Epcot ball and everything in between. And this is always a part of the process that doesn't stress me out too much, because as long as the vinyl doesn't snag on the blade, then we're in business. But right now we just finished cutting the Disney World one. Once the Disney World one is done, we'll kind of repeat the process for the Disneyland. And then we can get into the weeding. Weeding the vinyl is when you essentially take away all of the vinyl that you don't need. And this one, I'm going to admit, had a little bit of a learning curve for me. I'm sure if there's anybody watching this video that does Cricut heat transfer vinyl shirts for a living or every day, they're going to hate the way that I did the Disney World one, so I apologize in advance. But I took away the excess and then did the details. What I should have done is I should have taken away the details first and then take away the whole thing. Bigger reason for this is you don't want to lose any of the stick when it comes to the design itself. You want to make sure you have as much stick to adhere to the shirt as possible when you go to finally press it in a few steps here. So I learned my lesson. I kind of goofed it up with the Disney World one, but I did it correctly with the Disneyland one. And I always love weeding it because I love seeing what the design looks like when it's all said and done. It's awesome seeing a design that you made right there in your hands and not necessarily on Illustrator or Photoshop or on Cricut Design Space. It's no longer on a screen, it's right there, it's in your hand. You made that. But now that we're done with the weeding, we're gonna go ahead and mark up the shirts. Not really a whole lot of a process involved here, but we're gonna take that vinyl, we're gonna put it aside, and then I'm gonna take my little pencil, and I'm essentially gonna be marking on the shirt where this design is going to go. Now, our been there, done that going back shirts are a little bit larger, somewhat on par with our kind of a big deal Buzz Lightyear shirts. So these aren't gonna be going off to the side. These aren't really designed to be at a diagonal, so this is gonna go somewhat in the central chest-ish area. We go a little bit down from the middle, make sure it's all centered up, and that's it. We put a little mark, that way we know where we're lining it up on the heat press. But I don't have my heat press in the house, so we gotta go out to the garage. Now that we're out in the garage, we start the pressing process. What I do is I heat up the shirt first, then I very quickly line up the design with the marking that I made on the shirt. Then I do have to put a protective layer on the vinyl. I'm not going to say for how long or for what temperature, because honestly, depending on the vinyl and depending on the shirt, weirdly enough, I do mess with that. I do fiddle with that quite a bit. But luckily, this one didn't give me any problems. So then all that's left is the vinyl that is on the shirt. What I like to do then is I take that little protective layer off and I replace it with an actual shirt. This makes it so the vinyl kind of gets ingrained with the rest of the threads of the shirt. So it's not just vinyl that's sticking on top, it's kind of making it one with the shirt. Not to get spiritual about it, but it does. It essentially increases the shelf life of the shirt. But again, done with the Disney World one, now we're gonna rinse and repeat with the Disneyland one. Disneyland also did not give me really any issues. And honestly, I'm just happy that this worked, because I tried to do some heat transfer vinyl shirts for some Christmas gifts this year and it just didn't work. I don't know if it was the blend of fabric of the shirt, I don't know if it was the color, I don't know if it was the vinyl, I just couldn't figure it out. But really hard to mess up the shirts that we use with just a simple white vinyl, so I'm happy. And I do have one additional surprise with these shirts. Before I tell you what the surprise is, real quick, make sure you like and subscribe. And also, if you're not already, don't just subscribe to us over here, make sure you're following us over on Instagram, over on TikTok, and over on Threads. Between over here on YouTube and those other 3 social medias that I just mentioned, this is how you're going to find out about all of our new product drops, our ready to ship drops, the different sales that we're running, new fabrics. I did post some new fabrics that we just got in recently. So excellent ways to stay in the loop of all things Mickey and Mandy. And again, just if you haven't already, be sure you check out our family small shop. That's mickeyandmandy.com. My mom makes the custom bags like this fanny pack, just to pull one off the wall here. It's actually where we got our start, was kind of with fanny packs. My sister and I, again, we get to make all the screen printed shirts that you see on our website. Me and my dad, we get to make the handmade home decor. We love to create, but we arguably love the Disney parks even more, and we like to share all of those creations with you. So again, that's mickeyandmandy.com. Oh, and yes, I legitimately almost forgot. The surprise with the shirts. The shirts that I made in this video, meaning the Disneyland been there, done that going back, as well as the Disney World counterpart, I made sure to get these in different sizes, because these are not just going to be for me. These are going to be added onto our next ready to ship drop. So at the time of recording, February 26th, it won't be this weekend's ready to ship drop, but it'll be the next one. So you still got a week. Make sure you follow us over on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, subscribe to us over here. I will be getting pictures of these later today. I'm going to be sending them off to my mom and my sister, so that way we won't be adding them this week. We're going to add them to next week's ready to ship drop. So if you really like these shirts and the sizes are for you, then scoop them up before somebody else does. But I had so much fun making these shirts. It was nice getting to make shirts for the shop again, and I'm excited to make more of them for you. But as always, everybody, we thank you so much for watching, and we will see you real soon. Just kidding, I'm not done yet. A little bit more magic from the Mickey and Mandy YouTube channel. I'm very excited to announce to all of you, you may have seen a post that I did earlier this week, but I am in the process of kind of curating a Disney Parks audio playlist. There are so many awesome, talented creators all across YouTube that have done audios for rides and for lands and for parks. And sometimes we all just need that Disney Parks magic to help us get through some of those house chores or the work day, or just to kind of relax for 5 minutes. That's another reason that you'll want to subscribe, because I am going to be adding certain audios and things from different rides and parks and lands every day. You don't want to miss out on that. Okay, now this one's for real. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you real soon.